Alright, so here's our next one. We're going to be focusing on continuing our fairy tale writing, but working on something called signal words, adding signal words for our event order. So we can kind of see what comes first, second, third. So we've drafted our fairy tales. We're going to be revising them this week and next week. So we know about characters, we know how to establish a situation, we know how to use description to develop characters' event, use dialogue, and make that closure. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be revising, and we're going to focus on adding words to signal event order to show what happens first in the story and then what follows next. So I have this paragraph right here for my story. It reminds about the boy named Peter, and we have this sentence right here. Peter drank the pail of milk in one gulp. He didn't feel any different. He felt a tingle. He saw a flash of light through the cracks of the barn door. So in the first part of my draft, I see that I have a series of events, but I don't transition between events with signal words. My writing's kind of choppy. The connection between my ideas isn't clear. So I'm going to combine the second and third sentences and add words to signal the event order. So I'm going to combine these two right here by adding words to show what happens first. So what about this? He didn't feel any different at first, but after a moment he felt a tingle. So I can also add then to the beginning of my final sentence so that Peter sees a flash of light after he feels this tingle. So what I want to do is I want to combine them. So I'm going to get rid of this period this period different. And now I'm going to do what? I'm going to put the word but, combine those two sentences. But after he felt a tingle. And not just after, but I want to give it some kind of frames, like after an hour, after a second. So I'm going to use the phrase after a moment he felt a tingle. Now before I say I'm all done, what else can I do? Well, now I have this. He saw a flash of light. I want to show that this happens right after he feels that tingle. So I'm going to use the word then to show this is what happens next in my story. So that's how we can use those words. At first, then. These are the ones that you guys might be using in your writing the most though. Next, then, first, after, later, to show what happens in a series of events. So let's look at this basic sentence right here. See if we can figure out what words might go in these ones. Blank Peter went to the barn. Well, that's the first thing that happens, so I'm actually going to use the word first. First, comma, Peter went to the barn. So I'm going to highlight that so I know I've used it. What word might come next? Do you have an idea? We could put almost any of these in and it will flow. But I like this one right here. He went to the barn, then he spoke to the cow. Now I don't want to keep using the word then over and over and over again because that gets repetitive and I don't want to read the same thing. So what happens after he spoke to the cow? Well, next, he drank that milk. It wouldn't really make sense with the word after he drank the milk, unless we combined it and said then he spoke to the cow after he drank the milk. So saying that's going to be that second thing that happens, but he's probably going to speak to that cow first. So now we have this. What happens next? Later, he left the barn. So we can put that in as well. So notice, I don't need to use all of my transition words, all of these event order words. What I can also do though is I can use this word after and combine them as well. Next, he drank the milk. And then we could put another sentence in there. Later, he left the barn. After, he made sure he wasn't dreaming. So just in this short little paragraph, notice how I put my events kind of in order. Here's the first thing that happened. Here's the second, the third, the fourth. So I can use these words to show kind of important events. So I want you guys, as you're revising it later on this week, to think, how can I add those